I had a little bit of fun with the GoPro, and this is a bit of a different view. And I wondered about this might be have some value and be able to be helpful for people to be able to see my hands and how I change the lunge lines over and things, and how I'm able to just sort of, change rein, etc. Someone asked me about how I can get a horse to move away from me and get more bend. You'll see me physically pointing the whip with my right hand and stepping towards her left shoulder and telling her to move. I actually say move away at the same time. And what that does is create a kind of leg yield effect and get a little bit more bend and go into a bigger circle. So you don't necessarily have to use the right hand. I've slowed this down because I thought actually this is quite good. You can then see a really sort of slow motion version of how I'm going to stop and slow her down and then physically change the reins. So you'll see me gathering up the new inside one, so that's the one on the right, and lengthening the one on the outside. Now, I drop the one on the outside, and I know just how much to drop it to be able to let it go, that it's not going to go down too far, and she's not going to stand on it, to be able to then, shorten the other one. I know exactly, because it's so practiced, and it's just a case of practicing again and again and again. How much do I need to let the other one out, to how much do I need to gather the other one back up? Another thing I do with the two reins is I put the reins in one hand quite often as well. So you sort of see me trotting along here, or with her trotting along. And then you'll see me, I then put the reins, as you can see, both of them in the right hand. So that's the inside one. This is a really good way, if you've got something that's a little bit lazy, to be able to then use the whip at the same time, because it does take a bit of coordinating carrying the whip sometimes. So if you've got one that's really steady in the contact, really good to do. Sometimes just pop them both into the inside hand, and then you can use the whip to be able to help. I quite often do this with transitions, trying to get a little bit more energy so that I can just sort of stabilise the contact, as it were, and then be able to just gently put a little bit more power in, because the ones that are a little bit lazy sometimes just need a little bit more persuading to push through and to keep travelling forward. Sort of slow-mo of being able to change the rein. You'll see me gathering the new inside one, so that's going to be the left one this time, and then letting the outside one go, because obviously she needs to be able to move around. And it's just, I'm well practiced, and I've got it wrong, obviously, several times about how much to let the outside one go. But they must keep moving forwards as well. That's the main thing, is it's really helpful that they keep moving forward so the lunge lines never get too slack. And you'll also see me change the whip over there as well. And as I say, that just takes a bit of practice to be able to coordinate the horse, where they're going, the whip, and changing both the reins at the same time. But obviously the benefit is that you never have to stop and unclip and do the reins again, whereas with the one clip you've got to keep just sort of, or the one rein you've got to stop and start again. Again, you'll see me sort of playing a little bit with the two reins in the one hand, and I'm able to help her with the canter transitions with those. I actually noticed on the canter that she was going a little bit low, so I stop. And then check the roller. It's really important if you've got a young horse. The roller must be tight enough that it's not going to slip. And I put the clip on a little bit higher, so I hope that was slow enough to be able to, for people to be able to see, actually this is what the clip looks like, and this is, then I've just put it up. Now the video footage isn't good enough quality to be able to see the difference, but actually it made a huge difference. So her not going quite so low in the frame, and then she's able to carry the canter a bit better, but that's for a video for another day.